Good evening, everyone, and welcome
Hello.
to some bullshit. Now,
We shit bulls?
we shit balls. Now, I would
We
like to
shit
say
balls.
this is tonight is going to be a departure from our regularly scheduled programming, but you people think we have a schedule.
Lies.
Lies.
Slander and lies.
It's all lies. They're not even square. The fact that is still in my head so many years later. Yeah, today we're actually going to be doing something.
We'll forgive you.
We're actually going to be doing something topical. Yes.
The same shit we always do, but this time topical.
Yes,
because the universe caught up with us.
Same shit we always do, but it's actually relevant to the current times. We are going to be talking. We two longtime Pokemon fans are going to be talking about the recent announcement and trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA. And I hope you weren't hoping for some visuals in this stream, because this is all you're gonna get. I would play the trailer in the background, but I have some fear of copyright people going, "Hey, don't be a dick." And I'm not gonna fight that.
Yeah.
So, for a little explanation for anyone who's listening, Pokemon Legends ZA is the much anticipated next Pokemon spin-off game, which is not a sequel to Pokemon Legends Arceus, I think, but seems
It is a continuation of the concept within the broader Pokemon scope.
Yes, it seems to follow the general vibe, although I do think they have changed some things, but we'll get onto that later. It is once again set in a region that we have been to previously, except it's only set in one little bit of it, which is Lumoy City from
France.
So we gon' get French on this motherfucker.
We're getting very French.
Exactly. I did think about opening the stream in French, but
Oh hi hi hi! Hello, we are a Pokemon trainers. It is very nice to meet you. What is, my brother, the most French Pokemon you can think of?
that was the most racist thing I've heard all day.
Damn, you haven't been out the house.
No, I have not. And the correct answer is Blastoise when he pronounces it Blastoise.
Would sir fancy a little
Blastoise?
Blastoise?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Blastoise.
Pierre Blastoise.
Yeah, Blastoise. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so yeah, on that subject, we've got 3 starters, as is typical for a Pokemon game.
We do.
We have Chikorita, who is my favorite little potato. We have Tepig, who is pre-made bacon.
The best starter in Gen 5.
Genuinely, I'm not a great fan of the starters in Gen 5, so I'm not going to argue with that.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, because I have trained all of the starters in Gen 5 now. And Tepig is the one that has the most viable moveset.
Yeah. And Totodile, the savior of all humanity. Because who doesn't
The
love
happy
Totodile?
boy.
If you don't love Totodile, you are wrong.
In fairness, I
this
think
is a
Totodile's best
true blue.
appearance was in the anime.
Yeah. I think this is a true blue Swampert Stan.
I still think is weird, cause, like,
Yeah.
so last Legends game we had a Gen
Rowlet.
2.
Gen
The
2, which is
Rowlet's not
Cyndaquil.
from Gen 2. Yeah, we had Cyndaquil from Gen 2. We had Rowlet from Gen 7.
Rowlet from Gen
And we
7.
had
Oshawott.
Oshawott from Gen 5.
Yeah.
So this time we're representing Gens 2 and 5 again, but we missed out Gen 7 in favor of just more Gen 2.
Like, I love Totodile, but honestly, Primarina would have been such a perfect fit for a France game.
Particularly a Paris game, which is where we are.
Parisian game.
To have an opera singer.
Exactly. To have quite literally the belle of the opera. It was like, I think I know actually why they didn't do that.
Why?
Because in the last Legends game, they gave each of those Pokemon their own region-specific forms. And I think if they tried to do a Kalosian Primarina, they wouldn't have been able to make it more French.
Oh, I think we could have tried.
I think they could have tried.
You could have gone really, really funny and made it... I'm sorry, you could have gone really, really funny and made it water and poison type because the Seine is so fucking polluted.
Jesus Christ.
I was explaining this to somebody the other day. In case anybody doesn't know, Paris hosted the Olympics in 2024, 2024, I think it was.
No.
No, it can't be 24. It was at some point.
No, the Paris Olympics were 2024 because the 2020 Olympics were delayed.
Tokyo.
Those were the ones that were supposed to be Tokyo.
Yes.
And then the 2020
So yeah.
Paris.
So 2024 Paris Olympics, one of the big selling points was doing racing, was doing the swimming in the Seine. And they had to do a massive effort to clean the Seine. And the people of Paris were so outraged that anyone would come and clean their river that they literally shat in it in protest.
Nobody does civic outrage like the French. It's amazing.
And you know what's worse? They still swam in it! And people got sick!
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah, no, it's nasty, but...
Yeah, so yeah, I'm for water poison Primarina.
Kalosian Grimer.
Just a really nasty, bitchy singer.
Kalosian Grimer.
I don't know. I'm here for a Kalos Primarina who is a bitchy prima donna, like a nasty bitchy prima donna. Yeah. I think that would have been perfect. Instead, though, we're gonna have to have a trash gator.
I was gonna say I would have to call mine Brittany.
Leave Brittany alone!
No, I'm sorry.
Wow, there's a reference.
If I have a diva singing poison type Pokemon, I'm going with the person who sang Toxic.
Fuck yeah, you are.
I'm not a monster.
You know what? That's fair. That's very fair. So
yeah, so
realistically,
starters. Now, in the last game, they gave us 3 regional starters. I'm not sure they're going to give us regional forms this time. They might, and it would be cool if they did, because most of the Hisuian Pokemon were actually pretty cool.
They were. I liked them. I was a fan.
Except Avalugg, but Avalugg was always shit.
But it made a great boss fight.
It made an alright boss fight.
I liked the Avalugg boss fight.
I may have been a bit over level for it.
That's fair.
Because I was like, I'm gonna do side quests.
Well. Yes. Oh no, we love side quests. We do the plot last, darling.
Final boss fight in
always
Legends Arceus was tough though. That was actually tough. But yes,
the big one.
We are getting the Gen 6 gimmick back. We are getting Mega Evolutions back. Finally.
Hey. So what's probably going to happen is instead we're just going to give those 3 Mega Evolutions.
We better get some other Mega Evolutions as well.
Probably, but we will definitely get Mega Meganium, Mega Embor, and Mega Feraligatr.
I'm very okay with that. Not gonna lie. Mega Pokemon was the first sort of like big gimmick they introduced into battle, and unfortunately they haven't actually topped it since. Like Z-moves looked cool. They had a really good kind of aesthetic thing going on, but mechanically they weren't that interesting. The closest I think they've actually gotten to Mega Evolution in terms of like interest is Terastallization, and that's just because Terastallization opens up a lot of avenues for really interesting mechanical stuff.
Yeah.
but it doesn't have the same level of like design that Mega Evolutions had.
Yeah. And it doesn't do... It doesn't have this... Yeah. It doesn't have the same, new form, new stats.
Yeah.
New abilities. It's... Like, it's just a type change.
As much as we rag on Gen 8, Gigantamax had those designs. Like, I genuinely think a lot of the Gigantamax designs are really, really cool. Like,
I will grant you that.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Gigantamax, mechanically speaking, was horse
dog shit. And really boring. So, like, Gigantamax and Dynamax and Terrestrialization between them have what Mega Evolution used to have, which was cool designs and mechanical shit.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, we managed to marry those two aesthetics. But I mean, I enjoyed the fact that we got to see like Garbodor become an actual giant blob monster.
I mean, that's fair. I did
nice.
like Giant Garbodor. That was a good design.
Yeah.
I like Giant Orbeetle as well.
Yeah. Snorlax was
cool.
A really cool one with the basically forest growing on its belly.
Yeah, become a landmass.
Become an actual
mass. Yeah. But you know what would have actually been... We're back on why Gen 8 sucks. You want to know what it would have been great? You know what would have been stunning? If... in Detective Pikachu...
Okay.
The scene with the massive Torterra.
Oh, yeah!
The valley of massive Torterra.
Fucking love that, man. That was so cool.
Gen 8 could have done that as a set piece. They could have done that as a one-off set piece. And in the running up to the Eternatus fight, you could have had like a because the whole thing is like you do the it's your stupid president arsehole wank guy goes, oh no, the thing is unleashed. There will now be Gigantamax Pokemon everywhere. Everyone is Dynamaxing. They will be big and scary and destroy towns. And then there's literally no evidence of it anywhere. You don't see giant Pokemon strolling the land, which is what you expect to see. It's shite.
If we'd had just one, I think Gen 8 would have been made entirely worth it. If we'd had a shot of like a Dynamaxed Tyranitar just walking across the wild area like it was fucking Godzilla.
Yeah, like if they had done something with that end game. Like, in terms of... Except that all of the plot up to that point is shite, and we don't care about the villain, and everything is garbage. But, like, so shorten that whole first bit. Put our end game after the 6th or 7th badge. Something like that. And then just make Jurassic Park. And Jurassic Park then exists for 2 badges. You're beating badge 7 and 8 to get to the end of Jurassic Park full of giant fucking Pokemon. Wade through, fight Eternatus, save the day. That would have immediately elevated Pokemon Sword and Shield into the realms of God tier. And everybody would have loved it. Even if the writing was shit, everybody would have loved it. Even though the graphics were garbage, everybody would have loved it.
So while we're engaging in wonderful wishful thinking, do you know what I want the next Legends game to be?
Go on.
I want them to do a Legends Galar, and I want them to do Pokemon Shadow of the Colossus.
That would be so good, but it will never happen.
Oh, it will never happen, but God, I can hope. Like, bring back Gigantamax, and you are just some little guy with a hone edge climbing up like fucking Dynamax Machamp. And it's just like, I will fight my way up through this thing.
This is the thing, because, like, doing giant dudes and then doing it as raid battles is great, and it makes sense. Giant thing, raid battle. That makes sense.
It makes
Every
sense.
RPG ever has done it.
I'm not saying
that's
it's good.
Fine. No, it wasn't necessarily well executed, but like it works. Functionally, it works. But what we missed was the whole point of the wild area is Pokemon walking around. And one of the really fucking cool things about Legend Arceus was walking around seeing all of the big Pokemon and then seeing like this massive fucking alpha Pokemon just appear out of the mist,
like
shitting yourself and hiding behind a rock till it went away.
The alpha Rapidash that spawns right in the starting area, that's like
absolutely
just to the left of the beaten path, and you go, huh, like, oh wow, that's like a Rapidash. Fuck me, that's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's a great example of what Gen 8 could have been.
Actually scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
because it's big and it hates you.
Absolutely.
That's all they needed for like an effective cat and mouse style kind of gameplay thing, and it was great. It was really fun. Although I will say one thing, having gleaned that I think I can glean from the trailer and sort of the further information of the little further information I've seen, I think they might be nixing the kind of stealth mechanics.
I get the impression that stealth is not going to play the same role in this. We're not, because of the urban setting, it's a very different type of deal. But it looks like we might be able to jump.
Yeah, I think we're getting a little bit of Pokemon parkour here.
We're gonna get a jump button, kids!
Finally happened! Next, Gen 10 is going to be Pokemon Parkour and Pokemon Urbex. You heard it here first.
I did say to Vari, I was just like, well, given that the dodge roll was the greatest invention in Pokemon history. I am very excited, actually. I'm very excited for the ability to be mobile in combat, though.
Yeah.
You know what it reminded me of? Coming back to what we were talking about last week. Spectrobes.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Being like actually in a freeform battle environment. I think it's probably going to control a little bit like some of the more recent Final Fantasy games, which I'm okay with.
I mean, yeah, I have no issue with this. I enjoyed Final Fantasy 15 for the first 75% of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. You know, it was only the last 25% of plot that let it down.
Yeah, I still haven't played it yet.
I don't.
It's sitting on my thing. Final Fantasy
play the first 75% of it.
Final Fantasy 15 is the one with the road trip, isn't it? Yeah, because 16 was
the bros trip.
Protagonist called Clive.
Yeah, don't play 16.
16
just looks like it's fucking miserable.
I played 13 most of the way through, up to the point where people claim it gets good, and yeah, I don't have time for that anymore. I'm not a young man anymore. I can't do it again.
Yeah.
I play.
To be fair,
2.5 discs of Final Fantasy 13.
That's very impressive.
I'm still.
I have a 7 remake sat on my shelf waiting to play, and I'm excited for it.
I actually, this is completely unrelated to Pokemon Legends. Yeah, I actually rewrote my list of games to play, and I was like, right, so I can actually tick something off this list because I hadn't ticked anything off the previous one. I'm gonna get all the games that are listed in like 5 hours or under on howlongtobeat.com and just run through some of them, so I can actually clean out some of my Steam and Epic library.
I mean, that would have been a smart thing for me to do, except I finished Horizon Forbidden West. Not gonna lie. Deeply 6 out of 10 game.
Really?
Deeply 6 out of 10 game.
You're a huge fan of the first
Horizon Zero Dawn, 8 out of 10 game. Love it. Horizon Forbidden West, 6 out of 10. It's not bang in the middle average, but it has a lot of things preventing it from being genuinely good. So I finished that, the end game of which hadn't played the previous game, which was funny.
As in, you think the designers hadn't played it?
Well, just so your end game you haven't played either of them, so I feel like there's a huge amount of backstory that I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna engage. Not gonna, because that will be literally the rest of this stream, and this is a Pokemon stream.
So, on that subject,
Yes.
Do you have?
I'm not going to talk about picking up Fire Emblem.
Would you like to? Oh God. Would you like to engage in any wild speculation about the new Legends game?
Well, this was the thing. I was like, right, okay, so, since we're here for nostalgia and wild speculation, I thought we should talk about what would be like. What do you want from this game?
I want a Kangaskhan. I want a fucking Kangaskhan. I don't care. I want a Kangaskhan and I want to throw a child at somebody. That's all I want.
Okay, so we want Kangaskhan. What from Kalos do you not want to see return?
See, the thing I don't really want, like if we bring the roller skating back and do some cool things with that would be really cool.
Yeah.
That would actually I think they could do a lot better with that in this kind of open world scenario. Whereas previously it actually became a little hard to control at times.
I loved the roller skating.
It was cool. It was cool, but I jumped off of quite a few ledges that I didn't mean to by mistake.
That's fair.
I don't want any of the nobility stuff to come back. Like as much as the Battle Chateau was a really good place to train. It was one of the ways that you could break the difficulty over your knee in that game. Like I did a full dragon team in Pokemon Y when they invented fairy types. Still kicked ass. Still kicked all sorts of ass because I used the Battle Chateau to keep myself trained up. So there's that. I'd be interested to see if they bring back kind of rideable Pokemon again, because that was kind of where that started, was in X and Y. Yeah. Because it was like the Rhyhorns and the Skidoos.
Yeah, because they did the idea for replacing HMs was to give you basically the precursor to the Ride Pager.
Yeah, but you still had HMs. Because you could still, because you still had surf and shit. But there was a few that seemed to be kind of like test driving that idea of rideable Pokemon in the world. Because you just find a Rhyhorn. Yeah. In a cave somewhere. But like, oh, guess I can cross this now. And that was agonizingly slow.
It was pretty slow.
They don't seem to be bringing back the sort of big bobblehead art style.
No, they seem to be very much using the Legends Arceus art style.
Yeah. So they're building off of.
I was laughing. I was laughing a great deal because the internet being the internet, people were doing like side by side comparisons with Gen 9. Scarlet and Violet with the trailer. And they were like, look, the palette's so much different. They've gone from the naturalistic textures back to... And I was like, naturalistic textures? Naturalistic textures in Scarlet and Violet?
To be fair...
Honeybee.
In Scarlet and Violet, they did do a lot of really good texture work.
Well, maybe that was why the game broke so hard.
Well, maybe.
It's
like, I want to render my fucking Skeledirge's belly in 4K. I was like, no, you.
But also, I would like to point out that like it still looked like a plasticky, cartoony Pokemon game.
I would still say it looked a lot better than Galar.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, a slap in the face looks better than Galar. Like a haddock slapped arse looks better than Galar.
Well, quite.
Probably smells better too.
Yeah. But they did also do I really did like that they did a lot of animation work in Scarlet and Violet as well. They put more effort into making the Pokemon seem more alive.
Yes, given that they had been using the exact same animations for the huge majority of the Pokedex that. Yeah. Realistically, animations that they invented in Pokemon Colosseum.
No, I disagree.
Oh, no, sorry. Pokemon Stadium.
Even then, I actually disagree, because I think they scrapped those. Because Pokemon
Nope.
Coliseum had a lot more, kind of had more life to it than some of the animations in X and Y, where they first did proper 3D.
True, but you'll notice that all of the fainting animations are the same.
A lot of them are.
Yeah, the fainting animations really just didn't change, grow, or progress. Certainly for the original 150, from Pokemon Stadium onwards. Like, they did their 3D animations in Stadium, Stadium 2, Coliseum, Battle Revolution, and then those have just stayed. There have been no room for improvement.
Yeah.
Up realistically, I think, until Arceus.
Yeah, because Arceus came out first. So actually, yeah. What would you want to bring back?
Okay.
Is there any particular elements of Kalos you want to bring back?
It's Kalos. I want to bring back. Yes, fashion.
Yes.
That's what I want to bring back. All right. Kalos was the region where we introduced drip to Pokemon, and it was phenomenal, and it was great, and we got 2 whole generations where you could just be customizable to your heart's content for your avatar and dress however the fuck you want. You could collect all the clothes from all the places, and it was brilliant. It was superb. There was no fault with it. And then they got rid of it.
Let me dress like an arsehole again, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because Arceus let you
Give me... The dress-up options in Arceus were less exciting. But, you know, still better than nothing. Which is what we got for, you know, Gen 8.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet didn't really have
or
a lot.
nearly nothing. Yeah, I was going to say nearly nothing, which is what we got in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, even in the DLC.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah, that's one thing actually I will say that I hope they don't do, is I hope they don't do a DLC expansion for this, because it's what Pokemon has kind of been flirting with as a replacement for third versions, and I'm gonna say it, I don't think that the DLC expansion pack format really works very well for Pokemon.
I disagree.
Okay.
Given that Pokemon is still selling 2 versions of the same game,
Yeah.
purely with different collectibles in each, which I like, because I like it forces people to play together in constructive ways and meet new people. And I think Pokemon Company have been really good with things like Wonder Trade and the kind of communications room and stuff, like, have all been very positive with that regard. You know, I'm a fan of that, and I think that selling 2 different versions of the same game works towards that end. But selling the 3rd game, that is a combination of some elements of both, never all, that still needs to trade with both of the other 2, but has a little bit extra, I think is ridiculous. And I think it was at its most ridiculous in Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun, and I've played Ultra Moon now, and I think Ultra Moon is fantastic, and I think it is I think it has so many parts of it that make it better than Pokemon Moon. But also, if it were any other game franchise, all of it would have been available as New Game Plus.
That's true.
Yeah. So I would rather it be sold as DLC, where it is considerably cheaper, than as a whole fucking extra game.
That's fair. I mean, my argument is a lot more from a design perspective, in that Kitakami and the Blueberry Academy in Scarlet and Violet felt very divorced from everything else you were doing.
I'll give you that, yeah.
And when you're trying to really push for a single large open world in your game as was with Scarlet and Violet. Having two sectioned off smaller open worlds, just it felt very tacked on at the end.
I'll give you that.
And it made the progression a little bit kind of for me.
I mean, I didn't necessarily mind it because each little sectioned off world had very much its own flavor and its own vibe. Like Blueberry Academy was different enough from the main game that it stood on its own. Kitakami had a very particular plot that was horseshit, but that plot made it its own thing.
Yeah.
And because it was quite a small place, but the plot was quite, like, basically you kind of had to follow the plot a lot. And that was where the joy was supposed to come from Kitakami. It didn't because the plot was garbage, but it tried. And I kind of respected that as like its own little, as a side adventure. I was like, I'm okay with that. I was like, like a bit like the paralogs in Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Only
where some paralogs were available as DLC. I'm like, you're buying an additional adventure. You're purchasing an OVA, basically. And I'm like, I don't mind that for like the small amount of money that it was in, compared to buying a full game.
That's fair. And it did.
So that's, yeah.
And the Indigo Disc did contain what I kind of consider to be like the true final boss of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. 'Cause a lot of people shat on Geeta as a champion.
I feel bad about that because I like Geeta as a champion.
Like I also like Geeta as a
it.
champion. A lot of people just went, she's a bit trash as a fighter, and then you battle her again in the Indigo Disc, and it's the same team, but she's like, all right, let's actually step this up a notch, and she fights like a fucking monster.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Like actually ending with her King Gambit and leading with Glimora.
Yeah, the way that you would.
Yeah. And yeah, no, she's scary. But yes, Z8, Legend Z8, I hope continues the upwards trend in Pokemon writing, because
yes,
Legends Arceus actually had a decent story, and
I thought Legend Arceus had a really good story.
I quite liked some of the writing in it. Scarlet and Violet, I really liked the writing in that. I thought that the way they executed pretty much all of the triple storylines was at least enjoyable. Like the Team Star stuff was really fun and engaging. Marvin's whole deal was way deeper than it had any right to be.
Absolutely.
And the gym challenge was managed by giving you a character like Nimona to go alongside. It was infused with this just joy. Because I will say, like, Nimona, I think, is maybe possibly my favorite rival in a very long time.
Yeah.
Because,
definitely.
Like, she's got this
we've
this
had
little
some
twist of
real
how she's written.
Stinker.
Like,
yeah,
she is just she's very Goku, but she's so. I think that. Oh God, does that make us the Vegeta in Scarlet and Violet?
No. I think it makes us Krillin.
Oh.
I think we play as Krillin until Krillin beats Goku.
We play as Krillin until the point in, like, the new movie where it was Resurrection of F, and Krillin's facing down like an entire army of Frieza soldiers, and he's going, why the fuck are they all moving so slowly?
Yeah.
And someone turns around and like, Krillin, you're a dude who's been trying to keep up with literal gods for the last 20 years. Of course, like, your wife is a weapon of mass destruction. Of course these guys are fucking chumps compared to you.
Yeah,
we get to see Krillin have his, like, day in the sunlight, and he kicks a lot of ass.
Yeah.
Because Krillin
Krillin is great. We love Krillin.
Fuck yeah, Krillin.
And that's why Krillin and Android 18 deserve each other, because they love each other. But also, yeah, it's like, yeah, you have this default very powerful who's come back down to your level purely for the love of battling.
Yeah.
And that is so different from all of the annoying, not quite rivals that we have had. Like, from when they first started in Gen 3.
Yeah, when they were not,
When we
when they
stopped
weren't
having...
an antagonist. Gen
Yeah,
1,
when they
2,
stopped
were
being antagonists. Gen 1, Gen 2, antagonist. Gen 3, friend who shows up occasionally.
Very occasionally.
And is barely a rival.
Yeah.
Very occasionally.
Gen 4.
That you can completely miss the final battle with your rival in Gen 3 very easily.
Yeah. Gen 4.
Gen 4.
Secondary protagonist who was kind of a sidekick, to be honest with you.
Well, that was the first time that you got two. One who rarely shows up and one who is like your competitive friend.
I think you only
The
battled
hyperactive competitive friend started in Gen 4.
I think you only battled Dawn or Lucas like once, maybe twice.
I think it's like twice.
Yeah, they're in the entire game.
Yeah. Yeah, but also remember that you only battle May or Brandon in Gen 3 like 4 times.
Yeah. Gen 5.
So, Gen 5 was a problem. That was Bianca and Charon.
Yeah.
And they both had great plot.
Yes.
But also, they were both shit.
Black and White 2, I'm not gonna lie, because you've got Hugh as your rival, and it very much feels like the story's more about him, but you're doing all the work. And I find that I find that a little funny as like in hindsight. It's not great while you're there, but it's kind of funny looking back at it. Just be like,
yeah,
he's the one doing all the he's the one with the plot and the motivation. I just hit people.
Absolutely, but also it's fine because Charon is a normal type gym leader at the beginning, and life is great.
Yeah,
it's. I think it's important to note that given that Black and White, your main trio, are literally Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura.
Yeah.
It's the you are the believe it try hard. You have an emo boyfriend / rival, and a semi-useless girl pal with absolutely no self-confidence.
Who goes into science? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a good trio. People should stop doing it, and we should write our characters better. But it's nice that Sasuke grew up to be, you know, the dad who runs the first village, and you know, it's just like chill, low key chill.
You bring up Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, as a comparison. Like that's actually one of the times where I think it's just because of the progression that those three were allowed.
Yeah.
They did kind of come around to being awesome, because I know I'm not gonna watch Boruto. I'm never gonna do it, but I know there's a bit in it where some bad guy goes to Sasuke, ha 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 ha, we have kidnapped your wife, what will you do now? And he just sits there and goes, what will I do? What are you gonna fucking do? And it cuts immediately to Sakura, like, fucking throwing an 80-foot long pillar at somebody's face. And just going, nah, fuck you.
See, my problem with Naruto
Sakura
is that is always... Naruto Shippuden opened with Sakura as a badass. We had one phenomenal arc of Sakura as a badass.
Yep.
And then we fridged her, basically.
Yep. She gets sidelined so hard. She's even she's in the final confrontation with Kaguya, and she still gets fucking sidelined in that.
Yeah. She is sidelined into literal oblivion, pretty much. You know, and she goes right back to the role she had in the first, in original Naruto, which was to go, oh no!
I'm in danger!
Oh dear! Yeah, and you're like, what was the point? What was the point of that really brilliant token first season?
Yeah, because the Sasori fights
were first arc
really good, and you get to see her be smart and powerful.
Yeah, and it's annoying because, of course, Naruto does it too. All of the women in it Naruto is bad.
I'm gonna go watch the last arc of Bleach.
Anyway.
I hope apparently they did actually genuinely add a bunch of stuff into the anime that wasn't in the manga for the final arc.
Yeah.
God, I hope it's some really good shit, because there's so many things in that. Because the last arc was so rushed, there was so much shit we just didn't get to see. And it was very disappointing.
But the animation's apparently absolutely stunning.
From the little clips I've seen, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about something. Oh yeah, Rivals.
Rivals, yeah. So Gen 5's problem is that it's Naruto.
Yeah.
Gen 5 Part 2's problem is that you're not even the main fucking character. Gen 6's problem is there are too many rivals, and all of them want to fuck you.
This is the thing, is you have too many rivals, all of them want to fuck you, 2 of them don't matter, 1 of them kind of just wants to fuck you, and the other one doesn't have, and the last one, who's actually a decent battle, doesn't have a personality.
None.
Callum and Serena do not have personality.
No. Their main personality is just hi.
Shauna's there at the beginning. She doesn't show up for like the second half of the game. And Tierno, and I genuinely don't remember what the fucking bowl cut motherfucker's name is. Sure.
Dexio or something.
No, Dexio's a different character.
Not a fucking clue then.
Yeah.
Dancing Boy and Calculus Dude.
Yeah, Dancing Boy and Nerd. I don't remember the nerd's name.
Yeah.
You battle, I think
he has a core fish, I think.
Once, and then you never again.
It's really sad. But they turn up all the time!
And they're useless.
Yes, they are.
Gen 7,
so that's Gen 6's problem.
Who can mostly fuck off.
How he has good points, but he is annoying as fuck.
How only has good points when you're really mean to him.
The best things about How are, 1, you can be mean to him, and 2, he does have a legit motivation.
Yes. Which is, I want to be better than my dad.
Yes, because he feels inferior because of his dad. Which is where they went wrong with Hop.
Because they lent into the inferiority complex.
No, but he doesn't even feel inferior. He just wants to suck his brother's dick so bad.
I think
he wants to get tag teamed by his brother and his brother's Charizard. And that's all he cares about. He just wants big old Charizard dick in his face while his own brother rails him from behind. And he'll spend the whole time being like, "Oh, Leon, you're so great. Ow, this is wonderful."
I'm going to clip that. I mean, I was gonna say the other point is like, How is mostly like in relation to his dad, who is an actually kind of cool character.
Yeah.
Whereas Hop is mostly in relation to his brother, who is a twat.
A total twat.
He's just a twat.
He just talks about himself all the fucking time. This is, it's like,
I mean, I suppose it's in
you are told. It's just, I'm sorry. I don't follow football. I like football. But I do know that when Messi goes onto the field, everybody goes, "Oh shit, Messi, watch out for them," and then plays. Messi doesn't stop the game at half-time and go, "Did I ever tell you my name's Lionel Messi and I am the most incredible footballer alive?
Watch me have a wank!" Basically, yeah. That's what...
Yeah.
Yeah. Leon is a bad character. And...
Yes. And you are told constantly how great he is. So constantly that it's not even, like, of any use to the plot when he turns out to be a useless piece of shit who has never paid attention to anything outside of his own ego, when the plot tells you that actually it was his job to save everybody, and he didn't even notice they needed saving. Because he's fucking useless. Sorry.
Yeah, Gen 8 has...
But also... Yeah, sorry.
And then Gen 9,
also,
we have the Savior. Because we had Nemona.
Gen 9 we had great rivals.
Yeah, because in Gen 9 we had Nemona, who has that, just is constantly having the best time and just wants you to be along for the ride, and she has that infectious joy to her. And I think we do have
and
a
it's
rival
constructive.
character. Yeah, like we do have I think we have a rival character in this that we've seen. So I'm kind of hoping
I'm assuming
we either get someone who's an actual antagonist or someone who has that kind of joie de vivre to bring to things, just to make this a bit more French.
Hey, you did a French.
I did a French.
You done a French.
I work with French people, Chris.
Well, that was a mistake.
No, it wasn't.
Sorry. None of the French people that Jonathan works with shat in the Seine. It's okay.
I don't think Florence did. No.
Hope not. No, Florence. She's a Breton. She's great.
Exactly.
The Bretons are cool. Exactly.
I like the Bretons. But yes.
They make biscuits.
But yes, a good rival would be nice for this.
I'll give you that.
It was at least an interesting.
Legends Arceus didn't have a rival, but it did have a villain.
It had a
and
good
it had a
villain.
Conflict.
It had a good villain.
And it had a conflict. So like there was a conflict that was outside of you.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, and because it wasn't a self-improvement journey the way the gym challenge ostensibly is. Like Arceus, I think because of the shift from competitive and from combat over to collecting.
Yeah.
Which is what made Arceus so good for me. I loved that. I filled that dex to perfection. I had a great time with that. I got all of my little dex entries all to full, and I was very, very happy. And I think that was very beneficial, and I think it meant that in terms of the conflict, you were not, like, the central conflict wasn't about you. You just happened to be there.
You were still central to the conflict, though. I think they did a very good job of still making you essential to the story. Because when you show up, you're the only one who actually knows how to do this stuff. Like, you are full-on Dr. Stoning this thing. You were the only person who knows how to do the thing. And so therefore...
Yeah, because you have the fancy phone.
Yeah, and also because you're sitting there... Because I'm not going to lie, sometimes in Pokemon games where you have champions as consistent characters, people like Cynthia or Steven, who are sitting there going, why the fuck ain't you doing this?
That's true. Whereas, yeah, this one, there aren't really... Like, all of the people who are powerful are already involved in the conflict.
Yeah.
Mostly fighting each other.
To be fair, I think actually the one time we did see a champion get off their arse and do something, Lance did murder a guy.
Lance full-on killed a guy, yeah.
Lance did full-on kill a guy in Cianwood, yeah. Not Cianwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
Wherever they did the Rage Candy bars.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, that guy didn't get up again. He got hyper-beamed in the face and never got up again.
Yeah, he died. The only other time that I can think of, like, a champion vaguely getting involved would be Alder after he's not champion anymore.
That's true. Like, Alder...
Yeah.
Alder got involved. Like, Alder loses to N.
Yes.
So, like, we know he tried. And I really like Alder as a champion. And Diantha, non-entity that she was, I think got herself involved philosophically, but never tried to actually stop Lysander.
Well, I think this is the thing. I think Diantha very clearly didn't know what was going on. Like, there was no... I think this is the thing. So, like, Gen 2, Lance, is actively investigating what's going on with Team Rocket.
Yeah.
That's why he kills people. Gen 3...
He so doesn't give a fuck.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Gen 3, Steven is about as a mysterious presence, and you don't know if he's researching Team Aqua and Team Magma.
He does
Like,
take
they
Team
make
Flame
it
Glory.
more like he is in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and then he doesn't do anything, which is one of the other reasons why Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are worse than the OG games. But it's like, so he kind of feels like maybe he should have gotten involved, and didn't, because he keeps turning up in the places where stuff's going on, and he's just late.
Yeah, like he's there in Sutapulis when Kyogre and Groudon are duking it out.
Yeah, and he's just like, "You're the chosen one. Let's go."
And you're standing there being like, "Me? What the fuck am I doing?"
Cynthia doesn't like turn up at lots of different points. Like, I never got the impression that Cynthia was actively engaged in like sussing out Team Galactic.
I don't know. Like, she's definitely involved in some kind of the mystical bollocks that's going on. Because she I mean, you meet her a few times.
Yeah.
And she directs you towards Celestic Town, but she's not there on Spear.
Oh yeah, because her grandparents are there.
She's not on Spear Pillar though when you fight, because it's you and your rival doing a double battle.
Yeah, I feel like, weirdly, actually, I feel like what would have potentially made more sense in Gen 4 and Diamond and Pearl would have been for all of the other trainers that you partner up with to turn up and be around and help you.
Yeah, that would have been really cool, damn.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Like, call for help and do like a proper, like, summon the friend army to battle through.
Riley shows up as Lucario, like, what up? Bang!
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I'd have stayed to watch that. Gen 5.
Like, Alder's fucking around, but he's not really.
Oh yeah, Alder. Yeah.
Yeah, Alder's fucking around.
Yeah,
Iris doesn't really.
Iris doesn't appear
before her fight.
We only know Iris because she's about in Black and White 1.
Yeah.
And then she is the end boss of Black and White 2, and you're like, well, this is hardcore.
Yeah. Sitting there being like, kind of wish this had turned out to be Anakin, but yeah.
Yeah. So then we're on Gen 6, and Gen 6 we've got Diantha, and she's
a non-entity.
Like, yeah, she's a film star. She's a film star who you meet because Lysander's trying to get her in on a business deal.
She doesn't really show up. It's like she shows up like once or twice, but she's not involved, and it's just like, it feels like she didn't give a fuck. Gen 7, there isn't really a champion because it's all about the formation of the Pokemon League, so that's fine.
I am still annoyed so this is things that annoy me. Gen 7, aside from the fact that you beat the story credits roll before you fight the Pokemon League, which they did in Gen 5 a little bit as well, it also annoyed me. But Gen 7, it is more egregious. But also, like, the best thing that they could have done, and they should have kept, was Kukui as the champion.
Rather than the rolling champions you get.
Yeah. That's stupid. If they just kept Kukui as the champion, that would have been amazing. Also, they should never have brought in random fucking golf lady as a member of the Elite Four. That was stupid. We had 4 kahunas. I get that one of them is a grumpy arsehole, but like, it would have made more sense to put Plumeria or someone up there than, it just could have done better. In fact, no, they said that. In fact, no, because they set up Ace Rolla up there, I think.
Ace Rolla is
instead of. Yeah, so she's up there instead of grumpy dark type police officer. Nanu. So she's up there instead of Nanu. It's just like.
Because it's Hala, Acerola, Olivia, and the golfer.
It should have been Hapu.
It should have been Hapu. And I'm not just saying that because...
No reason it shouldn't have been. Yeah. No fucking reason it couldn't have been.
Yeah. Apart from the fact that somebody went, oh fuck, we haven't done flying types. We need to do a flying type. Forgot the flying type person.
So yeah, unnecessary.
Gen 8, champion's a cunt.
It's silly.
Gen 9, like, you meet Gita quite a lot, but the focus is a lot more on Nimona, who is established as a champion.
Yes, well, it's the bit that goes like, you've got the people who work in the Pokemon League. Like, Gita works at the Pokemon League. Like she runs it, and like, yeah, it's her job. Yeah, she is 100%. She's the CEO of the Pokemon League.
Yeah.
Nimona is. Yeah, exactly. It's Larry's second job. I love that so much,
Somebody get that man on a holiday. Somebody get that boy a Mai Tai.
I don't think he would know what to do. I keep thinking Lyra's come upstairs.
Larry needs to be forced into a Hawaiian shirt and given a Mai Tai. I'm just saying. Someone needs to.
You know what? There we go. That's what I want. That's what I want in my next Legends game. I want Larry with a Mai Tai.
Yeah, I just want to find. I don't want to battle him. I just want to find him as an Easter egg, just lying on a sun lounger with like a coconut drink and a pair of sunglasses, just there. That's what I want. I just want it to be an Easter egg. I don't want to battle him. I just want to see.
Nope. That's for our Legends game set in Alola.
Yes.
Larry sipping a Mai Tai as tech Pokemon destroy the world.
It's like a fucking volcano goes off in the background. He's like, not my problem.
Absolutely.
Actually, I would actually be very happy if we found Larry in ZA just sitting in a Parisian street cafe and he just tells you to fuck off and stop bothering him. Like, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm here for that. All right, wildest. What do you think? Give me a crazy off the cuff, fucking batshit wild prediction.
Mega Bidoof. Not Bibarrel, Bidoof. Mega Bidoof.
Mega Bidoof. Jonathan, you can't bring God into these games. Come on, behave yourself.
Like, you think it's going to be Zygarde the entire time, but at the end, Zygarde gets fucking sideswiped. Like, Zygarde, 100% form, and its kind of giant Power Rangers Megazord gets sideswiped by a Mega Bidoof that, like Rayquaza, at the end of Oras, swallows its Mega Stone and is permanently Mega Evolved. And that's the creature you have to catch.
Okay, sure.
That's my... that's my wildest theory. What do you got?
Alright, you want it? Mine. Hello, Lyra. Mine is Mega Lycanroc. You want to know why?
Why?
Barker.
Barker! Oh my god.
On that note, I think we should end the stream because I don't think we've got another hour worth of horse shit left in us.
I don't know. I think we can sit and chat for another hour. Or would you like to go and play with the puppy?
Here. I have the puppy here. And a strong desire to play Fire Emblem. I'm not gonna lie. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Well, Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's very classic Fire Emblem.
It is. I don't think it's as good as Three Houses, but it's still very good.
I think Three Houses is good at different stuff. Like the social stuff in Three Houses is fantastic.
I also think
I'm
not a fan of what they did to the class system in Engage.
I haven't encountered the class system yet in Engage, so I will see what I think when I hit it.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I'm enjoying something that plays a lot more like Awakening in terms of the combat.
Yes. I think
that I like a lot.
I think Engage managed the balance better than Three Houses did, I will say that. Because
I feel the combat in Three Houses did become a little bit
No, I'm not actually talking about that. I'm talking about the balance of social stuff to battle. Because there were some times where I would sit down for playing a session of Three Houses and I would just do the social stuff and I'd be like, I don't have the brain energy left to play the actual next mission.
100%.
And I didn't like that. Whereas Engage, it was...
Yeah.
No, I'm in.
Yeah.
And the Fire Emblem Magical Girls concept is really fun.
yes, I like Fire Emblem Magical Girls. It's good. It's a good time.
Yeah. So you want to go? You want to just go off and play Fire Emblem?
I'm gonna go off and play Fire Emblem and play with my puppy.
Okay, you go off and
That's
play
my
Fire
plan.
Emblem. Play with your puppy. All right, everybody.
I will.
Yeah, we're here every Monday, ish.
We are. Sometimes we have plans and we do more things than this, but like we wanted to do something topical. It wasn't necessarily like
We did
like
not stay on
yeah.
topic.
I think we covered all of the kind of main stuff. To be fair,
I mean, I did want to talk a little bit more about Mega Evolution because I wanted to ask you like what megas do you think would be cool to get? Because we'll get the
See,
main
my problem
trio,
with-
and they'll do something with Zygon.
yeah. My main problem with that is that like all of the coolest Mega Evolutions have been drawn on DeviantArt many times.
Yeah, go on Tumblr and just.
And
see what
I-
you find.
Yeah, and also I'm like, I don't know, because we're back in Kalos, I don't know what the Dex is going to look like.
I think the Dex is
I'm
gonna be
assuming
a little
yeah.
weird.
Probably
Also,
a
'cause-
Rotom.
lots of Rotom.
Give me Mega Rotom.
Nah, Rotom will just be in the phone.
Mega
But also,
Rotom
like-
becomes the internet.
It's an urban game, so surely we're just going to be getting urban Pokemon.
Well, no, because they have split. They've said they've like split the city into certain wild areas.
Yes, there's like wild areas, but like surely there's not going to be, like, and like Earthworm is not going to turn up in this game.
Probably not, but there is to be fair on that subject, there is a great shot of like an alley with like a Garbodor at the end and a bunch of Trubbish next to it, just being like,
Yeah.
it's a great shot.
And I'm like, that's perfect. I feel like this is a game that's going to thrive on Garbodor, but not on Onyx and Steelix.
There's also a Pyroar in the trailer.
I'm fine with that.
I think
Pyro's a
Pyro would
Kalos
be cool.
Pokemon. Yeah, I think it's going to be heavy Kalos decks. And I'm not looking for a lot of additional megas from the Kalos decks.
I mean, I like the Kalos decks.
I like the Kalos decks.
It's got some good stuff in it.
Could have an Aurorus again.
Oh,
What are you
Aurorus.
saying about my demon bacon?
Your Demon Bacon might be in this game, we don't know.
Demon Bacon?
Yveltal.
Oh. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want Mega Clauncher because I just want to see its arm just keep getting bigger. Alright, that's it.
fair. That's fair.
We'll be back.
That's
next
it, that's
Monday
all-
with
that's-
more stuff.
We will.
Do socials and following things and play my game. I thought there'd be stars. The demo is currently out. We've just released our first major patch.
Yeah.
We'll be
Get on
doing
it.
those over the next few months. So, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
really tired today, so I'm not going to do the full spiel.
Fine,
Bye.
I can't be bothered. Bye.